Good day, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Briareo Skerensky and welcome to the second of this short series of end-of-the-year unboxings. For this video I have Deathsmiles 1 and 2, the Japanese Love Max edition for the Nintendo Switch. If I'm not mistaken, either Limited Run or Strictly Limited have this game for sale with its own limited edition for Western markets. But I like Deathsmiles and of course I like Cave, the developer you can see down here, so I couldn't resist getting the Japanese version as well. And yeah, there will be an unboxing of the Western release when that is available. But let's go back to this game. So, on the front cover we have the format, of course, title of the game, Love Max Edition, and these silhouettes that are not quite the playable characters, so maybe these are new characters included in this port. Down here we have Cave, the developer, and City Connection, the publisher. City Connection are doing a lot of shoot 'em ups, which is not a bad thing. And on the back we have the technical details down on the right, and on the left the contents of this edition. The game, of course, the Deathsmiles arranged soundtrack, and DLC codes for 5 characters, so that's what these silhouettes are. And this ribbon comes out, and we have the box proper that you should see now is printed with reflective gold on the edges and around the roses, as well as the edges of the Love Max subtitle. So around the box we haven't seen anything of interest. So inside we go, and I've just realized that this looks like a box of chocolates. And we start with the DLC card. Oh, that is quite elaborate. The game, of course. And down here, like this, there is the soundtrack CD that is quite okay, freed the soundtrack disc. Before going for the Love Max edition proper, I wanted to show you this, I think, pre-order bonus, which is a nice clear file that on one side has the illustration of the 5 new characters and the explanation for the controls and the base mechanics. And on the other side, it's just the map of the game with various logos. This is the game that on the front cover has all of the playable characters, at least from the base first and second game, and a couple of enemies. I remember this one from the first level of the first game, and I might be wrong on that. Spine, nothing out of the ordinary, and on the back a series of screenshots, brief description of the game, and the same technical details we've seen before. Despite the collection being called Deathsmiles 1 and 2, there are actually 3 games. The first Deathsmiles, Deathsmiles 2, and a remix version of the first. Inside we go, and there is a reverse cover. Switch cartridge, and these are the 2 key arts associated with the first game on the left, and the second on the right. You can see that illustration-wise this game was quite different between the first and the second. This is the Deathsmiles Respect and Range soundtrack, and if you pick on the left side of the case, you see that there is the English title for this soundtrack, Gothic wa Mahou Otome Deathsmiles Respect and Range soundtrack. I would have thought this was Mahou Shoujo, but apparently it's Otome. So, the front, a very rosy front cover, and on the back 18 tracks alongside the arranger Mr. Matsumoto Daisuke and a series of screenshots. Let's go inside, and here we have just a simple leaflet, and here it's quite strange that the soundtrack has the new characters on the front cover and on the back of the disc nothing. It's also quite different from the rest of the graphical presentation, the disc being bright purple and almost pink. I must say that this collection goes above and beyond for DLC cards. As you can see, there is a clear frame that you can put before pretty much everything you want, like, well, let's try this one. So that was a resin model of Caspar, one of the playable characters from the two games, but let's get back to the game, or better, the contents of this collection. DLC card with a style more reminiscent of the outer box, 5 new characters, and on the back very clear instructions on how to redeem this code. I cannot really find any faults in this edition. Sure, it is small, but it's well done. I do miss an art book, especially for the art style of the first game, but the realization pretty much makes up for it. As said during the intro, this collection is getting a Western release, so if you are interested in good shoot-em-ups, go check it out. I hope you have enjoyed this unboxing and you'll stick around for more. Briareos Kerensky, over and out.